Dottie Mae, and today I'm sporting antlers. They're missing little red balls right here, but that's alright. It's still cute. And I even have a red nose, naturally. I don't know why. Maybe I'm like a dog, because sometimes it's really cold too. Not only red, but cold. Whatever. It's okay. I'm here. And that's what counts. And today is Vlogmas Day 9. There is 16 days until Christmas. Can you believe it? The countdown has begun. So, what am I going to talk about today? Actually, I thought about a question that someone asked a while ago. And I did answer some, I think, but I just thought of another answer. And the question was there any clues, or did I have or see any clues that my marriage had turned toxic or was toxic? And I had to think about this, but just randomly, I think I was actually watching the Fry Life, Frey Life on YouTube today, and Mary was talking about her headaches and the new medication that she's taken. And it made me think about all the headaches I used to have. Back when I was married, back several years ago, I would have headaches daily headaches every day. And I was thinking about that today, and I'm like, click, a light kind of went off. Oh my gosh, that is probably one of the signs that my marriage wasn't great, because I was so stressed all the time. And I didn't realize the headaches then were stress related or tension related or anything like that. And as a matter of fact, I was taking medications, trying to figure out, nothing was helping. And sometimes I would get really bad migraines, and those were the worst. But you know how long it's been since I've had a headache? A very long time. I don't hardly ever get them anymore. And I'm not going to say my life is completely stress-free, because it's not, but there is a factor I don't have anymore, and that's my now ex. So I think those headaches should have been a clue. Should have been a clue that something was wrong. But I didn't want to see it. There was a lot of things that happened within the marriage that I didn't want to see it. I just had one goal in mind, and that was vows until death do us part. I wanted a marriage like my great-grandparents had. They were married 70 years at least when they passed away. That's what I wanted. But that's not what God wanted for me, apparently. I got married young. I was 19. And I had a really low self-esteem, like extremely low self-esteem. And so when an older guy paid me attention, I latched on quickly. And you know how they say you marry someone like your father? It's true. At least in my case it was. And y'all know that my father and I didn't get along so well. I didn't have very much respect for him for some of the decisions that he made in life. Now, yes, he had his own demons, but it was a long time before I kind of realized that. But the funny thing is, and I don't know if this is funny, but I had found out at one point that my ex-husband and my dad had the same probation officer. That should have been a clue. I don't know why I was always seemed to be attracted to trouble troubled boys or men. I don't know what my problem is. I'm doing much better now, though, as we all know. And as a matter of fact, today I had to fill out online forms for my therapy appointment tomorrow morning. And I was looking at my account, which is like a My Health account. And one of the diagnoses that I didn't realize was dependent personality disorder. And I said that out loud, and my aunt was like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "What is that?" I had never heard of it. And so, of course, I turned to Google, and I Googled it. And I read some of the symptoms, and I'm like, that's not me now, but that was totally me back in my marriage, especially after a lot of my hospitalizations. I was totally dependent on someone. I always had to have encouragement of some sort. I couldn't be alone. I didn't want to be alone. I was afraid to be alone. So yeah, dependent personality disorder. That was new to me. I didn't realize I had that diagnosis. But I don't think that's me anymore. I obviously am alone now. I make decisions on my own now. Granted, I'm not always perfect, but there is nobody for me to rely on. When I first got out of the hospital last year, granted, Kara stayed with me for a while because I was in a bad place. Some of the medications I was on, I was having some awful side effects, like getting dizzy, and I was falling down, and she had to help me make sure I took my medications. So she was there for me for a while. But now, I'm on my own. I'm on my own. I'm not relying on anybody to take care of me anymore. I have come so far, so far, so far, so far, so far. And a lot of you have walked the journey with me and saw how life was once upon a time. And, you know, things have changed so much. I certainly don't have as exciting of a life. However, I'm living life. And I'm doing things. I'm doing things now I never did when I was married. When I was married, I never, hardly ever saw my aunt and uncle. Ever. I hardly ever saw my brother. And as a matter of fact, I couldn't stand my brother at the time. And I think that was because of my ex pushing his feelings on me. My brother doesn't like my ex doesn't like my brother. There is no love there. Never, I don't think there ever was any love there. But now, I have spent time with my brother and his family. His kids know who I am now. Except for the great nephew. I still have to meet him. But he's too young to understand that I haven't met him yet. But I will meet him. Cute little bugaboo. I never saw my extended family back when I was married. And I never did anything with friends. I'm not going to say I didn't have friends, because I had a few friends, but I never did anything outside the home. Everything I did was with my ex-husband and my kids. Everything. And I'm not going to say that was a bad thing, because I love spending time with my family as a family person. But I should have spent more time with my extended family. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Just wow. I read something, I think it was my, a girl that I refer to as my niece shared on her page, and she struggles with mental illness as well. And I read, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it listed some things. And if these things were happening, you were being manipulated or controlled. And it really struck a nerve with me. It really did. I was allowing myself that. I wanted it. I don't know what I was seeking in life, but I was afraid of my ex-husband like I was afraid of my dad. That's not the type of marriage you want to be in. I do hope to get married again one day, but my marriage that I have one day is going to be way different. It's going to be way different. We're going to have time for each other, of course, but we're also going to have time to ourselves, time to spend with distant family and distant friends and things like that. Working together on getting things done. I spent years working full-time, carrying all the benefits. I went through some very rough times at the job I had, and I could have easily thrown in the towel and quit, but no, I knew I couldn't do that. However, my ex, when things got rough on the job or he didn't like the boss, he quit. He had so many jobs when we were together. So many. Like, countless. So, that should have been a clue as well. Him having so many jobs and not being able to keep one. Not being able to get along with authority. Things like that. So, anyway. This has nothing to do with Christmas, and I apologize for that, but I just wanted to get it out, and I will probably talk more about it with my therapist tomorrow morning, to be honest. So thank you for listening and dealing with me looking all over the place instead of at the camera. Oh, I got my first Christmas card. My first Christmas card from a lady at church. So that's very nice. I love to receive Christmas cards, but let me tell you, stamps are expensive. It was $11 for a book of stamps, 20 stamps, $11. You could go broke sending out Christmas cards to everybody. Anyway, that's it, you guys. Thank you again for watching, commenting, supporting, being there, listening, all of that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to go. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace and love. Bye-bye.